Mason needs
Don't.
this.
If you don't slap us, you.
Yeah. I'm from the middle finger, I'm from the east side. Yeah, shit. This still on Brick City. Yeah. Licks. All that shit. Sticks. All this shit.
That's a hard intro.
Yes, people, welcome back to another stream, the second stream of tonight. You know, I did one earlier at 8 p.m. Today, we have got the North London Derby. Today with us, on my right, MK the Don, Mason, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Looking forward to it. You know, it's that time again. Deji comes on. It's always a good occasion, you know. It's always a good time. It's always a good vibe. And yeah, man, big up. It's brilliant.
Yeah, up to you. On my bottom pause, but on the bottom me is Deji. How you doing, Deji?
Big up, Ores. It's been a long time, my bro. Thank you for the invitation to be here. It feels like I haven't been here for a minute, but good to see you, man, growing, doing your thing. Enough respect. So it's just a pleasure and an honor to be on the show tonight with you, man. You know, I've got enough respect for you and the Ores Talks family and Mason. It's just a shame that my bro Mason's an Arsenal fan, because the way me and Mason think about life, the way that we do things on and off screen, I've got big up respect to Mason. He knows that. And but we have to do battle. Do you get what I'm saying? You can play for England midweek and then on the pitch you're complete enemies, and that's how it has to be.
All right. And also, gosh, Elliot. How you doing, Elliot?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I haven't been here for a while as well, but yeah, you told me about the North London Derby, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to jump on because it's a very big game for us. So it's going to be tricky.
Man.
It's going to be tricky, but you know.
Yeah. Who wants to go first? Who's ready to go first? Who's ready to go first?
To be honest, it's the first time Deji's hosting it's the first time Tottenham are hosting a North London derby at their ground first in the Premier League. So it's only right, you know. Is that your ground, Deji?
Yeah, is that our ground? Yeah. It's been a minute still. Yeah, the footballing computer got it right this year. It's right that you come to my club first. Yeah, look, let me give you the breakdown. So fasten your seat belt. For those of you that want to make yourself a cup of coffee and all that, you can have us playing in the background as I lay down the pipe. So look, it's as simple. When you're looking at Tottenham, you're looking at a team that's progressing. Yeah, we had the dusty football under Conte. We had Kane, we had Son doing marathon runs. It was idiot football. And then Postecoglou took us to fifth. Whether people like it or not, that's a good achievement with the Spurs side that he inherited. So far this season, I just want to caveat this by saying I'd rather start slow and finish strong than start strong and fall off like we did last season. Yeah. So far, we've seen from my club total domination in the location. Yeah. Averaging 68% possession in all of our games. And what we are doing is reducing teams to less than 5 chances on goal. Granted, it's not foolproof yet, but we're in a step in the right direction. Just looking at Mason just now, you know, we reduced Leicester to 3 chances the whole game. Yes, I know they got 1, and it was a lapse in concentration. I'll deal with that. Everton had no chance on goal. Newcastle had 4. We saw a Tottenham team that was bullied physically, mentally, with intensity. For Newcastle, the last 2 seasons get completely played off the park. If we're just looking at football in terms of football being played, Tottenham's played some of the best football that you've seen this season. The result, just the points, doesn't reflect how Spurs have been playing. But we know with all good strikers that if you find yourself in the right position and you're not scoring goals, sooner or later, what happens? You start to score goals. And that's very much my club. Now, I flip over to Arsenal. One of the things that we saw with Arsenal last season is that they were imperious. Their defensive line was a little bit something out of the bloody Roman Colosseum. Gladiators, these mans were fighting lions, do you know what I mean? Lions and tigers, doing a very, very good job. And then attacking wise, they were good. They were very good in attack. And Havertz shocked us all, let's be real. Number 29 shocked us all. This season, Arsenal have only conceded the 1 goal, but I can't say they've looked imperious. The first game, may I add, you played a Wolves team that doesn't eat meat. You know what I'm saying? And I think it showed on the pitch the lack of protein and all that. Do you know what I mean? It could have easily been 2-2 if it was another day. The Aston Villa game was you should have been 2-0 down by the time Trossard got that goal. You know it, the Ollie Watkins, the first chance, the double save from Raya. Had that been Solanke, and if Solanke gets similar opportunities this weekend, Spurs will be 2-0 up.
Is he actually not injured no more then?
We think he's available, yes. He was available for the Newcastle game, but they arrested him. And then, in terms of the Brighton game, we saw Arsenal play well, got rattled by the physical presence of Brighton, couldn't handle the high line from what the Van Heck, and you guys, by the skin of your teeth, managed to walk away with a draw. So Arsenal have 7 points and haven't been convincing. I know from someone who's played football, Mason's played football, so I know what side of the fence Mason would rather be on. He would rather be on a side that plays good football because you know quality will always shine through than to huff and puff your way to 7 points. Now, just so I add this final bit, I'm going to admit I've got a confession to make. In Tottenham being top of the league after 10 games, we were fortunate to be there. We had a couple of games where we were lucky to get the win against Luton, against Brentford when we got the draw. We were lucky. These are games we could have easily lost. And then I'm not going to lie, I was shameless. I shook my bum violently on every platform available, saying that we were top of the league. But the truth is, if there are cracks in your team, the cracks will start to show because the cracks get bigger. And then you start to get punished because the Prem is one of the most unforgiving leagues in the world. So for me at the moment, I'm quietly positive about my club. Because actually we're going about it in the right way. We're doing it slow, we're doing it steady. And I think this weekend is the reason why we're going to slap up Arsenal. I think Arsenal are due a major beating from my club. And let me just be clear. I'm not saying we're slapping up Arsenal because Asgard, no guard, left guard or right guard is missing. And I don't care what type of rice you like, whether it's jasmine, pilau rice, jollof rice, rice. It don't really matter to me from what side of the world you're coming from with the rice. I think even if both those players were available, you still be getting slapped up by my club because in the 2 games that we played last season, we had domination in the location. And the only thing missing with my team is the fact that we just haven't finished off our chance.
And the 3 points last season, they were missing as well.
Right. So yeah, there you go. I've laid down the it's up to you.
The 3 points were missing from there as well, Dej. That happened last season as well.
Yeah,
and also you talk. I'm just going to intercept you here. You talk about all the possession and all that. What happened last year when you man had all possession? You lot can take the possession and all that, and you can do all that nicey thing. But when it means something, yeah, you want to get the goals on the. You want to get the goal, yeah. You want to get the goal ahead, and you want to win the North London derby, and you want to win football matches. Am I wrong? Am I right?
No,
you
you're
guys
right.
controlled the game last season-ish, but you were 3-0 down.
Yeah.
You know?
What was the final score?
Let's be real. We gave you them 2 goals to come back into the game to make it a little bit more interesting for the neutrals like Oris here. I could see Oris was, and so could the Arsenal boys as well, could see Oris was about to switch off. So, you know, David Raya doing us all a decent favour to keep the North London derby alive, Deji. Yeah. He went, there you go, have a goal. You know? Yeah. And I'm sure one of the other ones was a penalty.
What about the Van der Ven offside?
Is that penalty? Yeah, that was offside. Am I right? Am I wrong? Yeah, that was offside. If it was offside.
He was onside. What about the Kulusevski penalty when he was tripped in the box? What about that?
Oh, yeah, there was a penalty. Yeah.
Because you guys were
I did tell you there was a penalty, Dej. I did say he's got a goal from David Raya.
You guys, to be fair, you guys were goal.
You had a nice little finish from David Raya, obviously giving you guys a goal. Yeah. And then you had obviously the penalty, which fair enough. He did touch your leg. He did touch your guy's leg, but as we all know, fucking hell, he's had diving lessons off Harry Kane. Let's be real on that one. And just all this chat before, I've heard it all before with you Spurs fans. Let's be real, Dej. We've been here many times. Like,
no include Harry.
Mason, just quickly, if you don't mind, MK the Don, look, we have been there before. You are right, but what you can't do is sit there and pretend like you were the better team. You weren't. You got
No,
the
but
result. You're not the better
no,
team.
no, we wasn't.
You guys were pony then, and you'll probably be pony now. That's the truth. But you're right. Football's about getting the 3 points. For me, though, I think the North London derby is slightly different. I'm not buying into this hype that Arsenal sat back. You know, football was about who can dominate the ball, who can manipulate the ball the best.
No, we
And
just knew our tactics
the
against
fact
you.
that you allowed Spurs to have more of the ball shows the
So
amount
we
of
could
respect
expose
that
you.
your club has for my club. Do you know what I'm
No,
saying? You mean that is Arsenal a better footballing team than Spurs?
Let's not flatter yourself here, lad.
Are
because
you a better footballing team than
let
Spurs?
me just get round to
Are you a better
answering your
footballing
question
team?
here,
Just
lad.
say yes or no.
Right. No, we actually are the better in football team. Yes,
No,
we are.
so are
And
you gonna?
I will
Who's
say
gonna
this.
have more ball possession this
I
weekend?
will say
Arsenal,
this, Dej.
Spurs?
When you're up against a team who likes to play this fancy da football, which we have obviously you guys, and then we have the better version. Obviously, Angie's like the B Tech or even lesser B Tech version of Pep. Let's be real on that one. So you have this, and you think, right, you guys can keep the ball. You guys can have 70% of the possession or whatever you did. But when it really matters, on that break, where the ball goes in, we celebrate. You lot start crying. If that happens Sunday again, bro, I'll sit here when Oris calls me up. When Oris gives me that call for the review, I'll sit there going, Deji, where are you now, lad? We sat back. You guys had all the ball. We dominated again on the counter attack. We absolutely put you guys.
You know what?
in again.
And you know what?
Mikel Arteta will be yet again the master.
You're
of
right, but
big
can I
hands.
just highlight? Can I highlight one more thing though? You're right, and I know we've got to bring all the other panelists in, but I just wanted to get all of this off my chest. So one of the things that I've gone around saying, Mace, and I know you fully agree, is that Arsenal's more Spursy than Spurs, and I'll explain why. Yeah, it was very obvious what Arsenal needed to do in the summer transfer window. You guys needed to bring in a striker. You guys needed to bring in a winger. What you decided to do was to reinforce a defense that was already strong and bring in a player that ain't going to start in the form of Calamari. And if that's what knocks you out, by all means, knock yourself out with Calamari.
I'm happy with that signing.
I'm very happy. Yeah. I'm just saying. So now you're talking about Tottenham not being able to finish off their dinner, and that was a fair point. Last season, Richarlison wasn't living up to the standards. He was playing a little bit like your boy Jesus, to be honest with you, just not quite good enough.
Jesus was on the sideline, mate.
So what we've done is we've brought in Solanke, who you would agree is a better striker than Jesus, is a better striker than Richarlison. He's only played one game, by the way, and he will be playing this weekend. So we've sorted out that problem. And also we brought in a new winger to sort out the wing issue we had on the right-hand side because Brennan Johnson just isn't quite that guy. And so this shaking of your bum, we've rectified some of those issues. What I want to know is, has Arsenal rectified some of theirs? I see Arsenal fans literally cacking themselves and already handing waving the white flag because Asgard has left and Muller Rice has gone out the door. I mean, that's a disgrace in my opinion. And when I was telling people at the beginning of the season that Spurs have a better squad than Arsenal, this is the reason why. You've lost two players and now your team looks crap.
You genuinely believe that?
Yeah. What are Arsenal's options this weekend?
We have got Thomas Partey, Jorginho, Kai Havertz.
Jorginho's rubbish, and Kai Havertz doesn't play the number 8 very well, so both crap. Go on.
Yeah, okay, but Deji, let's focus on. I can't even remember what you said. You were talking.
You like that, Orest, yeah? Have you noticed that MK the Don, for the first time live on this stream, is lost for words?
No, actually, to be fair, I've got it now. You were literally saying, obviously, saying that you've got a better squad. Hold on, let me just address this. You were saying that you've got a better squad, and maybe now you actually do have. But you're asking me what I did this summer. I know you guys have got Solanke, and let's be real, only one season wonder for Bournemouth, and you bought him.
Is he better than Jesus?
65 million? Did I hear?
Is he better than Kai Havertz?
Is that a correction? Is that a correction? No,
Yeah,
he's not
65
better than
mil,
Kai
but is he
Havertz.
better than
No,
Kai
he's
Havertz
not better
in the
than Kai
number 9?
Havertz. No.
In the
How
number
many
9.
goals has he scored this season, bro?
How many?
goals has he
He's
scored
only
this
played
season?
one game, mate. He's only
Exactly,
played
and how
one
many
game.
misses? He had a
And he's
chance to
only played
put a
one
goal
game.
in. Deji,
He's only played one game.
Deji.
Last
He had
season,
two
how many goals
chances.
did
He
Solanke
had
score?
2 chances, bro.
How many goals did
He had
Solanke
2.
score last
He had
season?
2. He had
How
2
many
chances,
goals did
Deji.
Solanke score last season?
Deji, this ain't Bournemouth team.
How many
That's
goals
Bournemouth.
did Solanke
This is
score
big
last
Tottenham.
season?
This is big Tottenham, not last season. This is now here. This is
He's
now
played one
here,
game,
right
bro.
now. I
He's played
remember
one
on a
game.
stream, and Oris, if you've got the clip, pull it up when you call me a history teacher, right?
You are. You're an
Right.
archaeologist.
Okay. Now look who's being a history teacher. Deji Solanke, yeah, has not scored for you lot, but had 2 clear-cut opportunities to poke one past the keeper and didn't take it against Leicester.
All right,
And then you're
you're
also talking about how you're happy with the performances against these sides. You drew against Leicester. Fair enough. You beat relegated Everton. They're going down, as all my scouts would say. Big up to you lot. Yeah. And then you lost against Newcastle. You're saying, yeah, we didn't get slapped to Newcastle. No, why would you? Why?
Do you think you can slap up Newcastle?
Games non-stop.
Do you think you can slap up Newcastle?
Well, I think we will beat Newcastle.
At St. James's
I
Park.
think we will beat Newcastle at St. James's Park, just like we did last season. Clip this up now. Honestly, I do think.
Hey, Oris, let me give you something to clip. Solanke will score more goals this season than Kai Havertz. After all your shaking.
That's a fair statement. That's a fair statement.
Let's bring in Harry.
It could happen.
Let's bring Harry here, who's been patiently waiting. Big up to you, Harry. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. I was just munching away because I was watching it all.
Get the popcorn. Get the popcorn now.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts? Are you confident? Obviously, I've seen your predictions in the group chat, but come on.
Yeah.
Change it up here now. Change it up here.
Mate, I'm never confident going into this game. Like, I don't sleep well the night before because it's just like, if we lose the game, yeah, my phone's going to just pop off. I'm going to have to go on mute. Like, I live in North London, so, like, for me, this game is literally everything. And I feel sick, man. Like, I just want the game to be over. I just want to go there, watch the game. Somehow we don't lose, and then come out and it's all good. As long as we don't lose, I'm happy, man. I'll survive. But but like, for me, going into the game, I think I know a lot of people you talk about the injuries and that, but I have a different take on it because obviously last season you came to Spurs, right, and you just sat back. Let's be honest, yeah. And I think that was a tactical thing because Partey in the first 5-10 minutes went into the back line. It's almost like a back five. I don't know if you noticed that, but I saw it straight away. So I don't think this was the whole we pushed them back. I just think Arsenal kind of expected us to have the possession. Yeah. It was kind of obvious.
It was because of how high your line is as well.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it in a second, but like, so for me, I actually think the injuries can help us, but can also not help us. So like, they can help us because I guess you're losing Rice, yeah, and Odegaard, who's you're dictating in the midfield. But what it might do, which is quite bad, is might push you guys even further back, and it might, by consequence, make us push more players forward. As you know, Ange is like kamikaze, so he'll just probably chuck everyone forward. And the problem is on the break, especially if you leave someone like Sterling as the false nine or something, or like that could really hurt us. Like I just thought last year Arsenal would get out of first gear, and they still like put free.
Well, we were dusty. We had Ben Davis in defence. We couldn't come out. They didn't need to come out. We had some big boy.
Would you really want to leave Saka 1-1 on the Dogi? I wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Let me tell you why. So can I tell you why?
All of the Dogi's positives, right? He does switch off a lot.
Look,
like he plays very careless passes, man. Like
I heard that from a few Spurs fans, and so look, let me just qualify a couple of things that you said because it did rattle me a little bit. So let me just. The first thing about Arsenal sitting back is a load of hot tosh. A lot of people say this is what these teams are doing. They're sitting back and they're picking off Spurs. The only reason why you can say that is because we didn't finish off our dinner. If you look at the Newcastle game, the Newcastle fans were telling me, yeah, they sat back, they allowed us to have the ball. Well, if Maddison scores the top bins, if Odegaard scores, if Praro scores, Did that style of play work? Just sitting back? No, it doesn't work.
But then Deji, does that come down to our recruitment then? Because if you're telling me that the players that we have aren't clinical enough, doesn't that come down to the fact that we sign young players?
We're not clinical yet. Remember, Arsenal finished 8th in their second season. We're not clinical yet. Doesn't mean we're not going to be clinical. I think it does come. But I will say this. I think you're forgetting the game at the Emirates. The game at the Emirates, Udogie picked up a yellow card very, very, very early.
Yeah,
and he still had Saka in his pocket. Saka didn't do nothing in that game, in my opinion. And I think the reason why we got ripped, and we all knew it. We saw the lineup when they came to our gaff. We saw that Højbjerg was starting. We saw that Ben Davies was starting at left back. And we said, is he a madman? Boy, he was. He was crazy enough to do that. I don't think Saka does anything against Udogie. One, because of Udogie's physical presence, and also Udogie matches Saka for pace. Don't be surprised if Saka's name doesn't get called out this weekend, because I don't see him doing anything. Trust me. Udogie, yes, he's had moments, but I think the biggest issue we've had is that Romero has had two.
He's another issue.
He's been the lapse in concentration. He's the reason why we only have 4 points. Had that been Saliba, we would have had 9 points. That's the truth. And that's the difference. And it's fine.
But don't you think part of the fact is that we play this high line that causes these scenarios? Like, because let's be honest, the fullbacks in that picture were clearly rushing back from wherever they were on the pitch. I don't remember. It was a small clip, isn't it?
It is.
And then the line ends up being like it was, yeah. Like some person's there, some person's there. And it's like, for me, when I watch us, right, I don't see us having any defensive organisation transitions, especially. So, like, when they transition with the ball, I don't know if you've seen this video by this guy called Euro Expert. He did the threads on our game against Newcastle. And what was very apparent to me was we turned over the ball, as in we give it to Newcastle, and the pitch is like completely different, right? So it's like we've gone from like all the way up the pitch. Suddenly our defense looks like an absolute mess. So it's like, for me, if we're going to improve like properly, we need to go on the training ground and sort out this shit.
No, you're right. But you know what it is, and this is why I always say to Arsenal fans, and I've sang this song to Mason plenty of times. If it's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. And the reason why I sing that song is because what Postecoglou is trying to do is, one, get the style of play within the DNA of the players. The Man City game at home last season showed us that we were second-guessing ourselves. We were second-guessing the movement. And so the adaptation, the drop in the team, that comes in when we know how to play, and when we know we can bring in players, they can play that same role and it doesn't affect the team balance. So far this season, if you haven't noticed, we've had players in and out of the squad. The game didn't change. We had no striker, we had no Van de Ven, but we were still able to dominate the ball in the same way. We just weren't able to finish off our dinner. So, look, I hear what you're saying, but the high line allows us to dominate the ball. But over time, what has been the key issue is that we haven't scored. And the point I'm trying to make is we haven't scored yet. Yes, we're going to concede. If you watch the Arsenal game against Brighton, what the Van Heck was at the bloody halfway line on his own. They play even more crazier line than
I didn't watch the game, so I can't.
I watched the game and they play a similar high line to the way that they literally left Van Heck on his own halfway line. Do you get what I'm saying?
That was when we were down to 10 men, mate.
So the point I'm trying to make is, if Tottenham get it right, it doesn't even matter. And I think for me, what we've done also is that we've minimized the chances. Last year, it was the floodgates of heaven. Everyone was having shots at us. Now, less than 5 shots is taking that goal.
The chances we give away are big chances. As people like nowadays would like to say, big high XG, like high expectation of goals, right? The chance, like obviously the goal we conceded against Newcastle, I think anyone could have seen the pass Joe Lynn was going to make. Yes, I mean, it was so obvious because there's a massive hole there. Like
it's Romero's fault.
You can't just put it on Romero. Because
but if you watch the game, and I did it with Spurs,
I did watch the game. TV, I'm saying if there was, for an example, an actual number 6 there, maybe he would have cleared up that part.
Maybe, but also when I did it with Spurs King TV, and you look at the
I know because I watched.
The thing was, you can see that Poro's running back, Dragison's running back. I can't remember who was on the left-hand side's running back, and Romero's facing forward. Yeah, if Romero's running back in that moment, that chance doesn't happen. And the same thing in the Leicester game. So what I'm trying to say is, as much as we're playing high-risk football, when you really break it down, Vardy was left on his own. That's why they scored. Romero wasn't running back. He was facing forward. That's why they scored. So, yes, it does look vulnerable, but, high risk equals high reward. That's the football that we play. But when you really, really break it down, it's just been lapses in concentration and our inability to finish. But we will be able to finish sooner or later. You don't say Harry Kane's gone 7 games without a goal. We need a new striker. If he's finding and getting himself in the right spot, you say Harry Kane sooner or later scores goals.
Do you guys miss Harry Kane on the real?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. If Harry Kane was in our squad right now,
you'd be cooking hard.
Fighting for the Prem.
You lot would be cooking hard. I can't
no, for real. That's what's missing.
That's a bit far fighting for the league, man. But what about Solanke?
No, we lost the best striker in world football, and we brought in no one.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm glad that you guys lost him to Munich because now I can celebrate his goals for England. You know what I mean?
Before I come to Ellie, I'm going to just comment. Tottenham aren't clinical and they're going against arguably the best defense in the league. What's your thoughts, Deji or Harry?
Well, I mean, with Solanke, because I know you guys want to talk about him. I'll have my take on it quickly. Like, he could be really good for us, but we're hoping, I'm hoping at least, that he comes off of last season and pushes on, right? And this last season he had at Bournemouth wasn't just a one-off. So if you can do that, you can push on, we'll probably be all right in terms of up front. But at the same time, I think Sonny won't have the same success if Solanke's playing in the middle, because Sonny's goals last season, majority came from when he was playing up front. His 17 goals. Like, he probably got 15 playing in the middle, right? So there's going to be like a trade-off there, I think. So we just have to hope that Solanke and Son somehow click if it's going to work. If they don't, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen.
I've got a slightly different take. So what Tottenham lacked last season was someone who could finish. Richarlison, for as much as I like Richarlison, he missed some real obvious chances. And you're thinking, bloody hell, mate, how can you miss this? What Solanke gives you is the sort of chances that Richarlison was missing, Solanke scores. And just so you know, as dusty as Richarlison was for Spurs last season, he got 12 Premier League goals because we were putting it on the plate. If we provide the same chances we provided Richarlison this season for Solanke gets more than 15 goals. That's it, because he's a better finisher. And that's all we needed. We don't need a Kane. We just needed a half-decent striker. And that's what we've got. We've got a half-decent striker. I would prefer Kane. Solanke's not going to win us the league, but what he will do is he'll win us some games. And that's what we need. We'll win more games with Solanke in the side than not. And that the Newcastle game proved it. We had no bloody striker on the pitch. And I know you mentioned Son. I don't think the main man is Son. The person who's going to be feeding Solanke is Madders. Madders is going to be putting it on the plate.
No, I was saying as because Son scored 17 goals last season, right, in the Premier League, I think. The majority of came when he was playing in the middle. I'm just saying we can't expect the same output of Son who's playing on the left, in my opinion. I don't know.
This is a real point of view from me in a way. Is that I'm more scared when Song's out on that left cutting him.
Yeah.
He's a real problem. He's a real problem when he's on that left. And I've always said that. Song
as a left winger, he's not the same.
Yeah. Elliot, I want to get you involved. What's your feelings for this game?
Right, so obviously we got some big injuries. Well, I say injuries. Odegaard's out, Rice out, and 2 new signings, both out as well. It's a bit devastating, but we move. We don't know what they're capable. Well, we see Calafiori a little bit. We know he's good enough to start, but whether he's fit enough to play or not, he won't start anyway. We'll play Timber at left back, regardless. As for the midfield, I'm not sure what he might do. Also, we've got Jorginho and Partey, yes, but last resort, I think, is Zinchenko in that position. He has done that before, but I don't think he's good enough, Zinchenko, personally. Not against Spurs, anyway. It's too much of a risk. And as for Ethan as well, I think that's too much of a risk. He's only 17 still, isn't he? So it's too risky to put him in his first start for Arsenal against Spurs. I'd rather do that against City than Spurs, because Spurs is a big game for us. So we don't want to lose against Spurs. Obviously, City, we don't want to lose against them either, but they're the ones that are going to beat us, realistically. So, As for the front three as well, I guess Havertz will probably end up playing Cam, and then
We'll get onto the lineup soon.
Or even Trossard. I'd put even Trossard.
Maybe
Deji,
Trossard.
got a question from Wolf. He says, "How long does Deji think Son has got left in him?"
So, Wolf, I actually said that I would have preferred to have seen Son sold in the summer. I think Son is a legend, but part of the problem is you got to prepare for the future. And we never prepared for Kane leaving. We haven't prepared for Son leaving. And Son's going to be 33 this season, which is mad. I mean, I know that these men can stay fit, but if we're doing it in like how we used to do in the olden days, then at 33, we should not be expecting him to be pressing from the front. That's just madness, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? So for me, I think this is it for Son. I don't think he'll be able to reach the same heights that he used to. And that's not anything on him. Do you know what I mean? It's just football and the pace of the game. I would have liked to have seen an Eze come in as his kind of predecessor, as his successor, or a Matoma. Matoma ripped Ben White in that last game. Do you know what I mean? Someone who ripped, that's what I wanted to see. We haven't done that. But Son is clinical up top. The one thing I just don't want is I just don't want to see Son in the number 9. It doesn't work, and it ain't going to work against Arsenal if he's there as well.
Harry, give me your Spurs lineup against Arsenal Sunday.
Okay. Good question. Obviously, Vicario in goal because I ain't got anyone else. Van der Ven, Romero, I say Dragusin and Poro. I'm pushing Van der Ven left back. And then I'd go with a midfield of.
Wait, is Romero not available?
No, I put Romero Dragusin in the middle and Van der Ven left back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I'm going with his name, obviously. I don't know if Basuma's going to play, but I'll go Bentancur, Sarr, and Kulusevski would be my 3, personally. And I'd play, I guess, Odobert, Son, and Solanke because I think that's probably our best front 3 that we've got available.
Yeah.
And go with that. But what I'd do is I'd tell Son to play a bit more inside, and then I'd tell Odobert to play a bit more wide. But then that's just, that's how I would do it. But
Deji, what about you? What's your lineup?
Yeah, I'm glad that we agree on the front 3. I think the front 3, Odobert has shown.
I think it picks itself at this point, mate, to be honest.
What's that?
Yeah. It picks itself, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, I think it does. I think the only thing is I don't start Dragusin. I start Van der Ven, and I have Udogie at left back. I really do think Van der Ven can do a job on Saka, but I think Udogie is just going to rough him up the way he needs to be roughed up as well, send him flying. And Udogie was pretty good for Italy in the internationals this week as well. So I would have Udogie on Saka, and let's just so we can put this whole Saka Udogie debate to bed. And then I think Basuma, Kulusevski in the 8, Madders. Yeah, I think we've got a good squad, man. I really do, and we're going to dominate the ball. So yeah, it's difficult to see how Arsenal penetrate Spurs.
Fair enough. Elliot, Arsenal lineup.
Yes. Well, yeah. So goals fairly obvious. Going to be Pedro Neto in goal. No, I'm joking. It's going to be Raya in goal. Ben White right back. Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. Pretty standard. For midfield, is this my ideal lineup or what I think Arteta's going to put out?
Both.
Well, I think Arteta will do Jorginho and Partey. And to be honest, I think I'd take that anyway because I don't really want Zinchenko in that position. So, and then Cam, I think. What would Arteta do? I think he's sticking to Havertz up front, so I think he might put Trossard in Cam. He might do it, and then he might put Sterling on the left. So you have it up front, and then Saka on the right.
Fair enough, Mason. Your lineup?
Yeah, David Raya in goal, obviously. Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, Timber. And then, this is a tough one, midfield.
It's a bit of a sticky one.
You shouldn't be that tough. You guys have got great players.
God, that's what I mean, Deji. It's so tough, mate. We've got.
We did San Marino as a backup for the midfield, but he's injured as well. Like we've signed the players, but they've all got injured.
I know he's
done
well,
his
welcome to our club because it's a year late. To be honest, you should have these injuries.
I've got to go Jorginho, Partey. Then it's going to be Trossard. But you see what Odegaard does where he does that press, where he's pretty much next to Havertz. That's what Trossard will do if he does play there. I do think, hopefully, he will. I can't see the youngster Ethan going in there. I don't want to see him in there, to be honest with you. Even though he could come alive and boss it completely, but I don't want to risk him. I honestly don't. Up front, Havertz down the middle, obviously.
You wouldn't drop Havertz into midfield? Nice.
No, mate. No. He plays terrible in midfield. He spent the first half of last season in midfield.
Who's going to play in Odegaard's position? Who's playing in Odegaard's position?
I would put Trossard.
Trossard.
Yeah, Trossard in the midfield.
No,
what I think you might do
what
I think you might do is Havertz might start as say like on paper in the 10.
Nelson's gone now.
He's gone. Yeah, I don't even know why I said.
And then say you put like I don't know Jesus or someone else up front. But what I think might happen is when you attack, like Havertz will be say like just behind the striker, let's say. But when you're out of possession, you might push Havertz further up.
I do think Havertz.
Tell Jesus to drop into midfield or something.
I do think Havertz will score again because he scored last season, and he will score again this season. That's my thing. But yeah, obviously Saka right, Havertz down the middle, and then I really want Sterling. I really want his pace up against your right back. Really give him a horrible day. Who's your right back, by the way?
Porro.
Yeah, he's going to have a terrible day. Okay.
What I'm saying, Tottenham is absolutely packed on Sunday, mate. My area is going to be packed. I know some of you that are going there. But listen, shall we do a combined 11? Like, are you guys up for it? Like Spurs fans?
There's no way agreeing with a combined. I know exactly what Deji would do. He'll put fucking every single Spurs player in there.
No. Do you know what? Can I just quickly call it out so that we don't labour too long on it? And I think Mace will agree. So I'm happy to give Raya in goal. I've got Saliba and Van der Ven. I've got Porro on the right. I think Porro just gives more in terms of output, goals, and GA. I think Punch is a good defender, but that's about it. And obviously his foundation's got a bit brown as well. In terms of left back, I'll definitely pick Udogie over Shivami Timbers. Midfield, we know you ain't gonna have what's his name? Muller ain't gonna be there, and Asgard. So if that's the case, you got to go with
I knew this was gonna happen.
Partey in the number 6. You got to go with Kulusevski and Madison because who else? Arsenal ain't got Asgard or Muller Rice. On the left, you got to go with. On the left, you got to go with Son. On the right, you got to go with Saka, and up top,
got to go with Havertz.
You got to go. I just think based on goals of last season, you got to go Solanke. Surely.
Last season, was he in a Tottenham shirt last season? Did he?
He wasn't.
Exactly.
You know what?
That's my point.
You know what? I'm prepared. Let me say,
Havertz.
MK the Don. I'm prepared to give you Havertz because
give me Havertz.
There's like 7 Spurs players in this 11.
Mate, I'm not happy with fucking 7 Spurs players in this 11, man. That's what I said.
In general,
I can't argue because we're missing Rice, we're missing Odegaard. If we keep it realistic, I can't argue, can I? But I know for a fact that even some of our academy boys, even Ethan should get a shout in that midfield. You get me? Over your one at least.
Nah.
That Arsenal fan who you always gone about, the one who got the penalty last season, him.
Who's that again?
Ethan should be in there.
Nah,
I don't like this.
We've never seen him, unfortunately. I've
seen plenty of him.
I think there's a case with Trossard though somewhere because I like Trossard personally.
I love Trossard.
Trossard doesn't start for Arsenal. That's the problem.
It's gutting to see on Sunday when we need a little extra.
I think Trossard plays better when he comes off the bench That's
Yeah,
probably
he
why.
does.
He's like
like-
Brennan- he's like a Brennan Johnson.
He's an impact. He's an impact
Defo,
sub. So
There you go.
defo.
So it's not biased at all. It's just
No, it is. I can see it's just facts, man. That's
I've
why
given you Havertz. You don't have Asgard. You don't have Rice. We've given you Partey. We've given you Saliba. You've got David Raya. Who else do you want?
No,
You can't say he's shivering me timbers. We ain't seen enough of him. Come on.
yeah, I
Yeah, I
say
agree.
timbers.
I do agree with it. To be honest with you, Des, that's probably one of the things that we
he played what,
I
3
remember
games
doing one.
last season?
I remember doing one a couple of seasons. I actually think it was last season when you literally gave me like 8 positions. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So I'll let you have this one. Go on.
Yeah. Look, if Odegaard and Rice had been available, the only thing I would say is that Rice that definitely does come in. But I'm not sure that Odegaard has started the season better than Maddison. And I think that's a fair comment. Maddison has
that makes sense.
I do agree with that. But you know what I did see? Have you seen how thin Maddison's hair's getting, bro, since joining your club? He was at Leicester, lovely hair, and bro, now he's getting like Rizzler length, my boy.
That's funny.
He's like
He's
a
been
little
playing too many
slim.
darts.
You know what I mean? He's like a little slim Rizzler. He's coming out like mad. You got to be careful with your players, bro. Get him sorted again. You know, get him to Turkey, bro.
Maddison is looking.
I'll send you Rob Holding's guy. You know, I'll send you Rob Holding's guy.
But yeah, no, for real, I might be bloody going out to Turkey.
You know what? I'll send you Rob Holding's guy as well, Dej. I'll send you it, man.
Yeah, but can I just say this though? A lot of people criticised Maddison last season, and I felt the reason why Madders couldn't perform was because we had Timo Werner out on the left, and Timo Werner has got to be one of the dustiest players I've ever seen.
Have you still got him? I swear you got him.
Mate, if we could put Timo Werner in the bin, or if we could give him away, I would. And
I'd rather have any of you lot on the left of Werner.
I love Werner, mate.
Timo Werner is terrible. I think Madders has looked sharpish because he can trust who's on the left, which is Son. Do you know what I mean? Or even Odegaard. Look at the game against Everton. Odegaard offered more in terms of game intelligence than Timo Werner could do in his whole life. So for me, I think Maddison will come better this season, and he's looked pretty sharp. So for me, I'm just going to say watch this space. A lot of Arsenal fans shook their bum violently for Asgard last season. And I think Maddison could have him running for his money.
I think with Maddison, we need to give it like halfway through the season, really, because last season he had that injury, came back, he wasn't the same player afterwards. So, like to complete over a whole season, like we need to give it time, basically. Really, I mean, first 10 games he was unbelievable, and then after that, he just kind of went.
I want to read some comments and then on to score predictions. Maddison created the 3 chances first half against Leicester. Nobody took advantage of them. He's playing with shit.
Solanke was one of them who didn't take him.
I'll see you Sunday, Deji, at the ground, and we can dance together.
Jose, you're there.
Wingers,
the L that you're going to hold.
Brenda and Tina calling the right, score predictions. Elliot, start me off. What's your score prediction?
Oh dear, put me on the spot. Right. If it weren't for the injuries, I reckon it would have been a comfortable 2-0 win. But,
Hell no.
But with the injuries, I'm gonna say a comfortable 3-0. Okay, no. It's gonna be, I reckon it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a close one. It'd be very tipsy turvy, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be all over the place. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. I could see a draw, you know. I think 3. No, not 3-3. That's too much. 2-2. 2-2 draw.
Fair enough. Mason?
Ooh. I think it's going to be a 3-2 Arsenal win, mate.
Okay.
I was thinking that.
I'm not sure how you can think.
It's one of these ones where it could go really well for us, even though we got all these injuries, and absolutely embarrass you guys yet again at your own ground, 3-point lane. You know, or it could be where obviously Odegaard, Rice, We've got players missing. Could end up badly, but to be honest with you, like we went to use before with a worse team, and we've managed to come out.
That's my fear, mate. Honestly, that's my fear.
So I do feel
you,
like we
you
can.
came to us last season with a stronger team, and you just managed to win.
Yeah, but we were 3-0 up, cruising. Like I said, Deji, at the start, man, we had to let you because these neutral fans were not enjoying the game. We were 3-0 up, cruising. Oris was about to flick off his TV. We had to change the game for these like neutrals, make it more interesting. That, but hopefully you guys might do the same to us. Help us out, make it more interesting. But no, honestly, I think no matter what, it's gonna be a big game. And Deji, I know I said it on WhatsApp, and I'll say it here again, mate. I will come on your channel no matter what the result, even if Arsenal get slapped by you lot. I will come on, bro. I promise you that now, and I always do. I always hold my L's.
Just make sure you're available then.
I always hold my L's, bro. I always do it.
He's gonna hide, man. He's gonna hide.
Look at a flight.
Well, you're not saying anyway. But Harry, score prediction.
I don't want to give it. Honestly, my heart says 2-2 because I think maybe we'll squeeze something out of it. But we've come into these games in the past, right? And we've had all this confidence because of like players' injuries and that. Like we went Newcastle away. Everyone was like, we're going to smash Newcastle last season. They had like 10 players injured, whatever it was. We went there and we lost 4-0. So I think Arsenal are going to beat us 3-1. I hate to say it, but
I like you. You're cool. You're real.
We're way too, honestly, we're way too confident going into this game. Like we shouldn't be this confident. And the problem with me is the high line. Like I was watching last season game, man. It's just I don't like the high line, man. Like you see what Newcastle's goals against us, right? Joe Linton's pass, man. Like come on, man.
My man's having nightmares about the high line.
Well, sorry, I don't like it. I don't understand it, right? In most games, right, against the bottom 10, that's fair enough. I can buy that. Or maybe against like the bottom 15 teams. But you come against the big teams like Arsenal's, the United's even, the City.
What are we doing here? What are you doing?
I'm just telling you that we should stop playing high line on Sunday.
Arsenal and Man United. Have you been smoking Budgie Banton?
Mate, they want more trophies than us in the past 10 years.
I think you've been smoking some Budgie Banton. I swear to you. What are you?
No, he's right.
Bro, look,
at high line.
This brother. Let me say this: Arsenal came to Tottenham Stadium last season with their strongest squad. We had our pretty much a week.
They were 3-0 up at half time, did you?
No, we had, but the game could have been a draw. Van der Ven had a legit goal ruled out for offside. Mason confirmed that we had a legit penalty not given by the ref, and we scored 2.
Personally, I don't think that was a penalty. Personally, I don't think it was a penalty. The offside, you might have.
I thought that was a penalty that got given. I didn't realise that was a clip that he dived on. Was that the diving one that wasn't given? The
one when he like ran past it was kind of like a. No, I'm talking about right.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a pen. Yeah, that
definitely was a penalty. That wasn't a penalty, man.
So Van der Ven was onside though. I lie. So that's a draw, yeah.
It doesn't work like that though. You just can't.
I know it doesn't work like that, but you're talking as if Arsenal played us off the park. They
didn't have to play us off the park. That's what I'm trying to make.
And then when we went to the Emirates, when we had full team to full team, it was 2-2.
Yeah, but Deji, it was a different.
How can you say they're going to?
The first 10 games.
All this 4-0 stuff?
Can I explain to you? The first 10 games, right? No one knew what we were going to do. Yeah, let's be honest. That's why we got away with it.
We figured you out.
Once we lost the home to Chelsea, and then for me the breaking point for me was at home to Wolves when we lost like 2-1 or 3-2, whatever. Yeah. That's when everyone saw the game and like, oh, that's how you beat Tottenham. The Neto goal. I've seen that goal replayed for like the past 6-7 months now. Okay. Yeah. So it's very easy.
Are you okay?
I hear what you're saying, but
sit back. I could come to Tottenham and sit back and just play these little balls.
Do you agree with my point that I made earlier that I wasn't buying into this narrative of sitting back and hitting Tottenham on the break, because had Tottenham scored those clear-cut chances at Newcastle lose, even though they sat back. Had Tottenham scored the clear-cut chances in the first half they had at Leicester, all that sitting back, they lose the game. So do you at least acknowledge that if Arsenal sit back and we take our chances, they lose? It's as simple as that.
It's all ifs. We didn't have taken our chances for the past 3 games.
I don't do ifs and maybes. I do absolutes.
Pretty much. It's like we did take our chances or we didn't take our chances. We haven't taken our chances. So
yeah, but you're the fact that you can come here and say Arsenal's going to beat us at home is mad.
Because they beat us last year at home.
So have you watched any of Arsenal's games this season?
Yeah, I have. They went to Villa and they won.
Have they been good?
No, but that's the point though. They haven't had to be good and they've won games.
Don't have to be good. You don't have to be good to win games.
For me, the Villa game was a big thing.
So do you think Arsenal deserve to beat Villa?
Yeah. In the end, they deserve to beat them.
No, they didn't, bro. They got outclassed.
Well said.
Villa just didn't take their
Spurs fans.
They won the game though, Deji.
They won, but they should. But if Watkins scored, Villa win. That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't act like Arsenal did something special, mate.
I didn't say they did something special. I'm just saying.
You said they won the game like they did something special. They did nothing, mate.
I didn't say there's something special.
Oh, madness.
I'm just saying we're so easy to work out, Deji. If we went into these bigger games and did something different, right? If Ange did something different tactically, right? Yeah, I'd be like, well done, this guy's learning. But as we've seen, we play the same way every single game, yeah. So I could go to Tottenham with a Premier League side and go, right, lads, let's put 10 men behind the ball, leave some fast players up there. I will soak the pressure. Johnson will miss 50 chances, yeah, and then just play balls on the counter, and we'll probably score. It's not that difficult. The problem is, Deji, if we went to big games last season and he changed it, even when we want 10 aligned men at home to Chelsea, if he dropped back 10 yards, let's say, right? Yeah, that's all this in-game management. Look, let's change things up when we're in different situations. Let's change things up when we're playing against bigger teams.
Right? Can I be real? If a team goes to 9 men, you lose. It's as simple as.
But we embarrass ourselves.
You don't get a draw, you lose. We almost drew that game by going for broke.
No, I'm not using that as a benchmark. I'm saying that's an example. That's how it shows how stubborn he is in the tactics. Because you saw Liverpool came to us, yeah, and we beat them right at the last minute 2-1. Remember?
Yeah.
But when they had 10 men before they went to 9, they just sat back and played on the counter, right? Yeah. And they could probably drew that game with 10 men against us that day. It's very possible.
But we almost
once went to 9, they just. But it says we sat at the back. They almost got a draw against us. But we don't change it. We don't change it.
But we almost got a goal. Remember Eric Dyer's goal was ruled out for offside. He scored. Even Son was through a goal.
He was offside, so
he was marginally offside. No, the thing is, I'm making these points because they were opportunities that was created. So I hear what you're saying. Yes, Arsenal did.
What I'm saying is,
yes, he didn't score, but those chances don't happen if we sat back. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm trying to say is that we're tactically so predictable.
Let me tell you how you see the game, Hasper. It's very Shakespearean. I think it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. You think it's better to have never loved. That's the difference between us. You don't want any love. You're quite happy to be there, bored out of your wits. Whereas me, I think it's better to have loved, have that experience, and then leave it be. Because for you, I think you are too risk adverse. The way it sounds, you loved Conte ball. You loved Mourinho ball. You want to sit back, let us be dustier than Tutankhamun, sit back and be Kenyan marathon runners and not have any teeth. I'm respecting us.
Do you remember Pochettino's football?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is massive difference between Pochettino's football and Ange's football.
What's the massive difference?
We have a number 6, number 1. Number 2, we have defensive organization. Mm-hmm. Alderweireld, the Tongan, obviously Rose.
I was more scared of Poch than I am Ange.
There you go. And of course, we had Harry Kane and stuff. But the difference is that we were a very organized unit. Yeah, this is why we did so well, right? Under Ange, we look a mess.
I ask you just
and the reason I bring this up is because you said Conte and Jose, right? But and Pochettino, is an attacking manager, right? We played attacking football. So this whole narrative that when people don't watch Ange ball and this kamikaze football, then immediately people say, well, you'd rather watch Conte and Jose sitting back, blah, blah, blah. No, there's a balance, yeah? Poch had a balance. We were still playing attacking football, but we were actually solid defensively, yeah? Like, it doesn't have to be one extreme to the other. Everyone just goes to extremes when it comes to this argument. And I'm kind of sick of it, really. So, like, I'm sorry, we can play attacking football under Ange. He just needs to tweak the way we defend.
But do you think things would be different at Spurs? I hear what you're saying, and I do think it is a bit shaggy, and we did look a little bit more stable under Poch. But would things be different if we still had Harry Kane?
A bit, but would it solve our defensive issues? No.
No, but would we get more wins?
Yeah, we'd probably score more goals, but we'll probably still concede the same amount of goals, though, Deji.
But we're winning.
But you know what the old saying is? Goals win you
saying.
games, but defenses win you titles.
What's that? Well,
goals win games, but defenses win you titles.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. That's a load of hogwash.
Not really.
No, it's true. It is true.
It's really not really.
I think
that's
goals
why
win.
you guys are 1961 never
goals,
again.
Goals win you titles. And that's why I said Arsenal's more Spursy than Spurs. Because Arsenal fans told me they didn't need a number 9. But we all know they had a proper number 9 last season. They win the league.
Or Pep's just the best manager and got the best squad, you know.
But listen,
Get a number 9, you win the league.
I'm just giving you the facts here. Like this is.
I can't see how I don't see how Arsenal beat us.
You forget Conte won the title in his first season at Chelsea, right? You do realise that.
But then he went to Spurs and
he had better players.
Come down.
Same
Mourinho, serial winner. Jose Mourinho was serial winner. Went to Spurs, the only club that he couldn't win a trophy at.
Again, Klopp at Liverpool, yeah? What did he do to fix his issues? He went and bought Alisson and Van Dijk. 2 defensive players to fix your defensive issues.
Did you guys buy a bunch of Utes this summer?
Yeah. So that's what I mean. It's just... Yeah.
We'll see.
Give me your score prediction.
Yeah. Look, as for me and Hasper, we're in different playing fields, but I'm looking forward to seeing Hasper, first of all, offer me a public apology on the weekend and also to eat his underwear. I've got Spurs to win 3-1 this weekend. I think we're going to
Deji, I'm saying this. I hope you're right.
Yeah, I know. And look, you're a Spurs fan, so you would hope I'm right. I'm just going to say it with chest. Spurs to win 3-1.
I love it when Deji comes
in.
Mate, you two are funny, you know.
He just laughed throughout the whole show.
I've never sat back and just watched 2 Spurs fans just fucking go back at each other.
Hell, man.
It's been amazing. It's like a Spurs versus Spurs show. Never the North London derby.
Wait, you say that argue with more Spurs fans than I do other people's fans.
Honestly, I was about to get the popcorn out. This is getting interesting, lads.
Bro, Harry did get his popcorn out when you and Deji was.
I know. I thought me and Deji had a good go, but fucking hell, you two were on fire.
It's just football, innit? At the end of the day,
it's all love. It's all love at the end of the day. You do make valid points, but I think when Postecoglou gets it right, Spurs, he's going through a process. I think all the frailties that you're seeing, they are legit frailties, but we are also building. Arsenal had the same errors, same issues in the same part in season 2 of their project. Now they've sorted it. Postecoglou will sort it, but he can't sort out everything in one goal. That's not football. Even Liverpool struggled in the same way. So come on.
Honestly, he'll just keep saying "mate" in his press conference. Like, you are, mate. You know, mate. Like, we've just got to keep winning, mate. Like, we just keep on playing this football, mate. High lines for life, mate. You know, like that's all you got to do, mate. I can't wait for Sunday, mate.
Go on, Elliot.
I see. Do you guys think Postecoglou is better than Arteta?
I think you will see that he is. I think you've just extended. Sorry, lads, I got to go now onto another stream. But Arteta could legitimately be at Arsenal for 8 years and has only given you guys an FA Cup. I can tell you now that Postecoglou, within 5 years, would have won more trophies than Arteta at Spurs, even if it's 2 Carabao Cups.
I don't even think it's going to last that long, to be honest with you. I don't think it's going to last that long, Dej.
Hasper even agrees with me.
No, I don't think
No, I
so.
don't.
Dej,
I'm
No, he
just
doesn't.
Dej, I don't even think Pogs, Big Ange, I don't
Bro,
even
let's
think
hype for this
Big Ange
weekend.
No, but
will be
Alright, you got to clip that.
Mason,
Clip that, man.
Mason, are you not in agreement that it's plausible that you could have Arteta for 8 years and all you've done is one FA Cup?
I think he'll get more than the
That's a
FA Cup.
disgrace. What's he gonna win?
We'll sit here, we'll have
What's
the
he
same
gonna win?
conversation in 3 years.
What's
and
Arteta gonna win?
I'm going to tell you now, he'll win something. I don't know what. I'm not a bloody, what's it called, you know? I don't know. I'm not.
Since Unai Emery laid the foundation, you've come no closer to
Unai
winning.
Emery never laid down no foundation for us.
He's the
bro.
reason why you won the FA Cup, mate.
He kept dead wood at my club.
He's
He
the
needed
reason
to
why you
go.
won the FA Cup.
He needed to go. No, he was not the reason. Mikel come in
In
December.
Arteta's
Hold on.
hold
Hold on a
in
minute.
Arteta's
Hold on.
full seasons at Arsenal, what's he won? In
Hold
his
on. Let me
full seasons at Arsenal, what's he
Let me
won?
finish here. So Mikel Arteta, Unai Emery was sacked in December, of 2019. Mikel came in December 2019. The FA Cup, if I'm not wrong here, correct me, lads. If I'm wrong, sorry, correct me, lads. The FA Cup don't start till January. That means Mikel started the FA Cup and finished the FA Cup. So technically, Mikel won it with Unai Emery's squad.
I
Yes,
don't think either of us are going to win anything in the next 5 years, personally.
his tactics, bro. Honestly, I do think Mikel will win.
I'm being polite.
I think Big Ange will leave.
Deji, neither of us are going to win anything in the next 5 years.
Big Ange will go back. Big Ange will go back to Celtic. This is what I think is going to happen. Big Ange will go back to Celtic because he realises that he's a Scottish Premier League manager, not a Premier League manager. And the High Line ain't going to work for Tottenham Hotspurs. And I think Mikel Arteta will win something else at Arsenal, yeah.
Fair.
I don't think he's going to win anything at Arsenal, to be honest.
He's won the FA Cup.
I don't think he's going to win anything. But guys, look, sorry, I have to...
Do you want to shout your socials up before?
Yeah, big up everyone. Thanks for having me. Deji Spurs on YouTube. Please, like and subscribe, but also be here. This is a great show. Great panel as well. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Big up,
Mason,
Deji, man. Always a pleasure, bro. Always a pleasure having this guy. Remember, anything that when we do get heated on this stream, guys, remember we do speak offline. If it weren't for him being a Spurs fan,
it's just
we'd be
banter,
out in tears every day and that. You get me?
It's enjoyable. We did it again. Do you know what I mean? So big up, Elliot. Big up to you as well, man. For real.
Big up, bro.
Big up Deji, man. Big up Deji.
Big up. Thank you, guys.
No worries, mate. No worries. You and Harry, bloody hell, mate. Is that Roy Keane and
Wait, me and Deji have argued on other streams, man. Don't worry, it's all good.
Honestly, lad, I never thought I'd see it. 2 Spurs fans. All I could do was keep on smiling. You'll just see me literally go like, "Ow."
No, I don't mind Deji, man. He's all right.
I was loving
He's a
it.
decent guy.
It's
It's not anything like beef or anything. I'm just saying we just argue on the streams because we disagree with a lot of things. That's what it is, really.
No, I can't lie, lads. I'm gonna have to head off as well.
We're gonna wrap up now, anyways. I'm gonna give my prediction. I'm gonna say. I think I had. What did I have in my prediction? I think I said 3-1 or 2-1 Arsenal. So I think I said 2-1 Arsenal. So I'm gonna go with an Arsenal win. But listen, if Tottenham can win for me, listen, that'll be nice. But yeah, 2-1 Arsenal win.
I do think we're under a little bit of pressure as well.
I think you guys are like Spurs are under humongous pressure to beat.
Thing is, if Ange loses his game, like the guy's on borrowed time because we've got Coventry away in the cup. If we lose that, then it's going to be kamikaze.
Commentary, bloody hell.
You
can't be losing. You can't be losing.
Got flashbacks from that penalty shootout.
You can't be losing.
Flashbacks from Wembley.
Who do you have in the Premier League after? Oh, you got Brentford.
Brentford.
Mr.
B, innit?
Mr. B.
Is that at
Brentford?
Is that Tottenham?
At Tottenham.
Yeah, it's at Tottenham. Yeah.
How come you guys?
Listen, we're gonna wrap up here.
We should win that. We should win that game, really. But
you should win. But yeah. Right, Elliot. Big up to you. Let the people know where can they find you.
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at DJCratey_. That's the one. And on YouTube as well, DJCratey. I haven't posted in like probably over a year now. I'm just so busy, you know. I do try to come on these streams, but I just got so much going on, uni, work, everything. So I struggle to find time to come on these streams. But tonight was a good timing. So thank you, Arrest.
No worries, man. Big up. It's been a while, but yeah.
I'll try and join more. Obviously, I'm going back to uni soon anyway, so hopefully I have a bit more time. Because right now I'm at home for work, but should have enough time to come back and join the streams. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. And yeah, thank you for letting me on, and cheers to you, Mason and Has.
Big up yourself,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, big up yourself,
Yeah.
man. Big up yourself.
Big up.
Mason, where can we find you?
Yeah, man, just on Instagram, obviously, Spurs Slayer, MK the Dom 14. MK the Dom 14 on Instagram. Obviously, you'll find me on here as well, man. I'll be back. I won't be hiding next week, no matter what the result. I will be here, and I'll obviously promise
Maybe he
next
will.
that
I hope
I
Deji's
will
right
be
to
going
win
on
this
his
win,
channel
but
as well.
I'm not confident, to be honest.
I don't know how you're not confident, man. Honestly, I really don't know how.
Harry, man, back your team, man.
This is your best. This is your best opportunity to beat us. We've got right.
No,
opportunity.
don't say stuff like that, man. That's why I'm worried.
Honestly, this is your best opportunity to batter us. Give us a 5-0.
Are you scared? Are you scared of Jorginho and bloody?
It's more like players like Havertz and Saka, and if Trossard plays, and like just because you got a few injuries. I know Rice is big, yeah, and Trossard's big, but
look,
football doesn't work this way,
sleep
unfortunately,
on
man.
Saturday night, man.
I think
Honestly,
Trossard will probably
try and get
start
some
the 10,
sleep. Don't think about that high line too much. Don't think about Saka cutting down that high line.
Harry, where can people find you?
Don't remind me of the high line, bro. Don't remind me of the high line, please.
This is where when you do the preview, you just need this clip just in when I remind him, and Saka just puts one into the back.
This honestly, this guy El Tokoro, I just streamed him earlier today, yeah. But he's proven our fan base right. Whenever someone says we're going to lose or it's critical of the team, we just get called Arsenal fans or get called to go support another team, blah blah. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, listen, I got called a Liverpool fan when I said United to lose, so yeah, it's fine.
It's just
you guys to win that. I can't lie, I made a mistake.
But yeah, Harry, let the people know where can I find you, mate.
Yeah, so Hasper TV and at Hasper92. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow evening at 7:00 for a preview, like a Spurs preview for the game with TJ. Because Alex Scott as well keeps asking me if TJ's coming. It's tomorrow night, mate. And yeah, please subscribe to all the channels here or follow all these people here. And Orest, of course, talks football. And yeah, come on, you Spurs, and let's play for a miracle.
God, that did not sound like a come on, you Spurs.
Listen, get Harry in the dressing room before the game, man. Get Harry.
Honestly, mate, I don't like a lot of my close friends here. They all support Arsenal. I have some Spurs, some Arsenal. So if we lose the game, yeah, my phone is just gonna be like,
my phone goes off.
And mate, I work in bloody Islington, so.
Oh, mate, I might see you around there.
That's rough. That's rough.
But listen,
people, on Monday morning we've lost. I'm gonna feel sick.
Listen, man, just called off sick. But anyways,
don't think about it, man. Your highlight.
Make sure you have smashed those likes. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It was a very good debate with Mason. It was a very good debate with Messi. I was about to say Messi. Mason.
Some do call me Messi.
Messi, man.
Mason, Deji, and Harry. Very, very good debates. But listen, it was a good one. No personal hate. I know people are going to say, "Oh, Harry and Deji." No, listen, it's all football band tonight.
Yeah, mate, okay, well, no, I don't hate Deji, just so everyone sees it.
Remember, guys,
it's just debating in the day.
It's just
remember,
it's just football.
It's football, man.
Highlight for life.
No highlight for life for me, man.
Listen, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Smash those likes. If you're new again, make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to Harry's channel and Elite's channel as well. And yeah, it's been a good one. North London Derby on Sunday. Let's see what happens. Peace.
Yeah. I'm from the middle finger, I'm from the east side.